Alrighty, so what we're going to look at now, we looked at the garbage bag over the top of our whirlybird. I've actually left the whirlybird on here just in case you want to look at taking this actual cowl off at any stage. To take the whirlybird cowl off, it's really simple. You can usually get the 3 screws on here. So you can just see a screw here. Take the screw off. Make sure you keep the screws just in case you want to use them again later on. You never know where you might want to use them. Taking the second screw off there. And the last one's on the back here, which you can't see, but it's exactly the same thing, the 3 screws. Once you take the 3 screws off, it's simple enough as wiggle the whirlybird, take the whirlybird off. Now don't just sit it onto the roof like this. If you sit it on the roof like that, or just like that, a bit of wind comes along, all of a sudden you've got the whirlybird cowl flying onto the roof. So you need to either fix it down, take it off the roof and put it down, or even tie it down somewhere so it can't go anywhere. So we've taken our whirlybird off the roof. Okay, now what you can see here, there's a big hole here, so if the rain comes down, it's going to come straight in here and onto your ceiling of your house and it's going to leak quite severely. So we need now to block up this part. We used the garbage bag before. Can't use the garbage bag here too well because we put our garbage bag on here, the rain hits it, you know, that pool of water sitting there, and eventually it'll just soak in or goes right through there, break the seal, and you have a big blob of water coming through. Better to use something a little bit harder, like our harder plastic. So this is our black plastic that we'll have in our vehicles or anything like that. Once again, don't just do it singly. We want to make sure we cover it over. So if we do it 4 times, we want to put it over there like that, okay? And we're going to use it 4 times. So what we're going to do there then is, once again, we've got to try to seal this on. This takes a little bit of juggling, but what I'm going to do this time is start with the one going over the top. Okay, so what I will do is I want to make sure that I can stick it to the edge of the whirlybird. Okay, so I've stuck it to the edge of the whirlybird there, making sure it's stick, and then I'm going to pull it over, rip it on this side, and stick it onto the whirlybird on that side. Okay, so we've got to start there. Now we can hold it in place. We're not juggling it as much. Now I'm going to go this way, stick it onto our whirlybird. That way, sticking it on our whirlybird. I know it's not pretty, mightn't meant to be pretty, it's a temporary repair. Okay, so we've got it like that now. Now what we're going to do is go right around the outside, like we did with our other whirlybird, and hold it in place. So what I'll do is I'm going to start over this side over here. I'm going to start where my tape is, hold it down, and go around. It's like wrapping the Christmas present. Okay, now like that. Probably the boys were not very good at Christmas presents, sorry fellas. But we're going to keep going right around. Okay. Now, this cloth tape, we don't want to use a whole roll on it, but it doesn't really matter how much we use, because the more secure we make it now, the better waterproof it's going to be later. It's not going to fly off. Okay. I'm going to make sure it's fairly tight on here. Now, we don't want to get a little indentation here. If we get a little indentation, the water's going to sit on there, and eventually it's just going to come through. It says you're going to, the UV will affect it. We're going to have a big blob of water coming through. Now, as you can see, it's not the prettiest of wrapping, but once again, a nice, tight, secure top there. Making sure we stick all the bits down. Now, if the wind comes through and hits this, it's not going to affect it at all. In fact, it's going to be quite secure and seal up quite well for a period of time. You would talk to the owner again and say to the owner, hey look, we've just put black plastic on top of your whirlybird. You really need to get a plumber to come back and replace the whirlybird, or talk to your insurance company and make sure they're aware that this is only a temporary repair and it might only last a week, 2 weeks, whatever it might be, so they've got to get somebody in to have a look at it.